Hello, YouTube. I'm going to start a series called Cherokee Myths. A lot of the stories of the Native Americans have been lost, and that's where all of the information, the knowledge, the wisdom is kept, is in those verbal stories that are supposed to be passed down through generation, um, word of mouth. So it's a sad thing that they're pretty much all lost. Nobody does that anymore. Um, I'm gonna try and to um, inspire people to start looking back at those stories and searching them out so they can pass them on and make them live, because there's truly some wonderful knowledge and gems um, there. The first one I'm going to do is called The Rabbit and the Possum After a Wife. The rabbit and the possum each wanted a wife, but no one would marry either of them. They talked over the matter, and the rabbit said, "We can't get wives here, so let's go to the next settlement. I'm the messenger for the council. I'll tell the people that I bring an order that everybody must take a mate at once, and then we'll be sure to get our wives." The possum thought of this plan fine. So they started off together to the next town. As the rabbit traveled faster, he got there first and waited outside until the people noticed him and took him into the townhouse. When the chief came to ask his business, the rabbit said he brought an important order from the council that everybody must get married without delay. So the chief called the people together and told them the message from the council. Every animal took a mate at once, and the rabbit got a wife. The possum traveled so slowly that he got there after all the other animals had mated, leaving him without a wife. The rabbit pretended to feel sorry for him and said, "Never mind, I'll carry the message to the people in the next settlement, and you hurry on as fast as you can, and this time you will get your wife." So he went on to the next town, and the possum followed close after him. But when the rabbit got to the town house, he sent out the word that as there had been peace so long that everybody was getting lazy, the council had ordered that there must be war at once, and they must begin right in the townhouse. Wow. So they all began fighting, but the rabbit made four great leaps and got away just as the possum came in. Everybody jumped on the possum, who had not thought of bringing his weapons on a wedding trip and so could not defend himself. They had nearly beaten the life out of him when he fell over and pretended to be dead, until he saw a good chance to jump up and get away. The possum never got a wife, but he remembers the lesson, and ever since he shuts his eyes and pretends to be dead when the hunter has him in a close corner. Well, there you go. Now you know why the possum plays dead. Play possum. To play possum, that's the reason why. Because the rabbit set him up and he got jumped coming through the door by the rest of the animal folk. Wow, Mr. Rabbit, you cold blooded SOB. Damn, Mr. Possum had it rough, didn't he? Anyway, the rabbit dines the bear. The bear invited the rabbit to dine with him. They had beans in the pot, but there was no grease for them, so the bear. This line is going off. Uh, okay, here we go. So the bear cut a slit in his side, and then the oil ran out until they had enough to cook the dinner. Wow, that's gross. The rabbit looked surprised. I would have too, and thought to himself, that's a handy. Um, why is this skipping like that? That's a. Let's see. Why is that not going to the next thing? Okay. That's a handy way. I think I'll try that. Then he started home. He invited the bear to come and take dinner with him 4 days later. When the bear came, the rabbit said, I have beans for dinner too. Now I'll get the grease for them. So he took a knife and drove it into his side, but instead of oil, a stream of blood gushed out and he fell over nearly dead. The bear picked him up and had hard work to tie up the wound and stop the bleeding. Then he scolded him, you little fool, I'm large and strong and lined with fat all over. The knife don't hurt me, but you're small and lean, and you can't do such things. Well, I guess the moral to that story is bears have fat, and if you need grease for cooking, you can get it from the bear, but the rabbit is lean and has no fat. And so if you want to fry up some rabbit, you're going to need some bear fat. I think that's pretty much the moral of that story. So I'm going to cut that off here. This is going to be a new segment on the channel. Um, I'll come up with a few more entertaining tales and try and get things a little more streamlined. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.